Hey guys, how are you doing? Today I want to present to you my veggie garden and give you an update of what I have in my garden this year. So as you can see at the right side this year I have some tomatoes and first time that I'm growing some heavy feeders in this raised bed, so we will see how it goes. Now regarding the strawberries, I have to say that this year was the worst of all, and that's because we had so much rain for 3 months in springtime, so it was a disaster. Most of my strawberries got foul and eaten by other insects. Now they are doing better, so now I have nice strawberries. But the thing is that, now we are already at the end of the season, so I probably have strawberries for 2 more weeks and then that's it. So yeah, that really sucked. But my other plants did well. So here I have one more raised bed of tomatoes. They are doing great. I'm pruning them, and also I have attached some cordage so they don't fall over. Then here I have some peppermint in a container, and you always want to plant peppermint in a contained area because otherwise it's going to overgrow all of your other veggies. Yeah, then here we have some lavage that we heavily use for our soups. And then at the back side, you can see my raspberries. They are doing great. And here I planted a new variety. And look at the price. So I remember that one raspberry plant cost like €5 a couple of years ago. And now it's €7.90. And I've even seen raspberry plants going for €10, which is insane. It's insane because it really is so easy to grow raspberry plants. You just need to purchase one, and then you can dig out the shoots from the sides and make your own plants. So yeah, pretty expensive stuff. I'm glad that I'm growing my own tomatoes. So I've raised all of these tomatoes from my own seeds, and as you can see I have a lot of blossom and tomatoes on here. They are not ripe yet, but I have a lot of green tomatoes, which is great. So tomato wise I'm fine this year. Then here you can see a couple of parsnips. Here we got some radishes. Look at that, that's really nice. And here I got my onions going. So they are going in blossom right now, and pretty soon I can harvest them. So now when the plant folds over like this, then you have to wait for about 3-4 more weeks, and then you can harvest your onions. All of the areas where there's nothing anymore, I have harvested either radishes or salads. And this is horseradish, by the way. And yeah, here you can see one of the shots of the raspberries that is coming from this side. So it's growing underneath here and coming into my raised bed. And those are the shoots that I always eliminate. And usually I dig them out and I create my own raspberry plants. So now look at this one. This one I've dug out a couple of months ago and I've planted it in this planter. So now I have a new raspberry plant which I can give to friends or family, which is great. So these 3 are yellow ones. Oh yeah, then here I got my peas, and this time I was leading them upwards with some string, so you can see it's growing really high. And these are sugar peas, different kinds, really nice. Look at the blossom, it's really beautiful. But yeah, I really like growing it, and it really helps me with enriching nitrogen into the soil. Okay, then here we got some celery, really nice plants that we use for the soup. And right next to it we have a big zucchini plant which is taking all over the raised bed. It's crazy how big this plant is getting. And right beside it you can see this cucumber plant, and I'm leading it up the trellis so it gets away from the zucchini. Yeah, then here we got some thyme, and I've used a lot of it for making cough syrup, but also for the kitchen. All right, then here at the left side you can see a ton of carrots. This year we grew a lot. So this is all different kinds of carrots, yellow, orange, violet. All right, then here you can see more horseradish and some leek plants. And we planted the leek for the soup. The only thing which is really annoying here is the weeding, because leek is growing so sparsely, so you have a lot of weeds besides it. And yesterday I pulled out all of the weeds, and it's a lot of work. So the weeding is a real problem. And this is the leek plant. And the leek plant is growing really slowly, so it's going to take until late fall until we can harvest it. Then also here in the corner I have planted some Coca-Cola weed. So apparently this smells and tastes like cola, and I want to try and make my own Coca-Cola once the shrub gets bigger. And I want to use some stevia, so that's going to be a separate video. Yeah, then this is the inside of my greenhouse. It's looking really good. So here this raised bed is empty because I've ripped out some old strawberries. I'm only using the 1- and 2-year-old strawberries because they have most of the harvest. And then what I'm doing now is I'm making new strawberries from the runners. Then in the back row here I have 4 tomatoes, different kinds that I'm growing. And inside of the greenhouse they are doing so much better. Look at this one, it's really interesting. This one is called the Red Cavern. Looks really nice. So yeah, as you can see, I'm heavily pruning my tomatoes. Usually I only do 1 strand, 1 main stem, and I cut away all of the leaves at the bottom so that the plant gets more light and so that the tomatoes are in sunshine. Yeah, and then also here in the smaller raised bed I got a couple of kohlrabi going. It's looking really nice. So I'm going to harvest this violet one today with my son. And yeah, then I got some peppers going here in the raised bed. They are doing okay, but I think they maybe got some cold shock once I planted them in spring. So they should do better, honestly. Yeah, but still I'm getting a lot of paprika and peppers, and I have different kinds. So this one is red, and here we got a long one which is going to turn yellow. So yeah, really nice, but I have to say it's taking so long to grow peppers. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this again, and if I want to spend this space again for just a few peppers. So you're going to do much better with tomatoes. You have more harvest, and the question is if you want to buy peppers in the store. But still, every year I'm growing some peppers because I like growing them, and yeah, they are also really expensive in the store. So if you have more space, I would definitely grow them. But if you have a really tight space, I would not grow them. I would rather grow tomatoes, because growing tomatoes really pays off. It's going to save you a lot of money. You will get like 10 to 15 kilograms of tomatoes per plant, and that's a lot. Okay, so this is pretty much it for the garden. I have some more herbs going on here at the right side. And yeah, this year I'm really happy. Unfortunately, I did not have the space for growing potatoes, but next year I definitely will. So yeah, next year I will grow potatoes. All right, guys, so this is it. This is my garden this year. I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I will give you another update in a couple of weeks. And then we will see if my tomatoes are already red. Stay tuned till next time.